Morning. Boy, we got a good one this morning. Think you can walk through fire? How about a nuclear fire here at the end times? Because I'm telling you, you're going to have faith to get you through fire. And guess what? I have a story about that in the Bible where three brothers had to walk through fire because of their faith. Literal fire thrown into a furnace. That's right. We're going to read about these three brothers, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. You probably know them as Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, but that's their Babylonian names. We try to call them by their Hebrew Israelite names, which are Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. Now, I'm going to forget that throughout this study, but I'm trying to learn them. I really am. That's their Israelite names. I know if a different nation was to march through this land and take all of us captive and change our names, I would still want to be called by my real name. And I'm sure these brothers were the same way. I know Daniel, his name was changed to what, Belshazzar or something like that. Anyway, they still call him Daniel. Throughout that whole book, they call him Daniel, except for in a couple spots when the king's speaking. And the king's the one that's changed their name, so it's only natural that he's going to use their Babylonian names. I'm sure if it's anything like any other nation, it's just easier for them to say the interpretation of their true name in their own tongue. So now on with the lesson. So check it out. Can you walk through fire? Are you going to be able to walk through fire? Well, let me show you what these three brothers did. And there was even a morsel of doubt. There was even a little bit of doubt in their heart. Yeah, there was. Check this out. I'm going to start reading in chapter 3. Nebuchadnezzar. Okay, I'm going to start reading in 49, a verse right before chapter 3. Then Daniel requested of the king, and he set Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Or, let's go back and read their names. Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, all right, over the affairs of the province of Babylon. But Daniel sat in the gate of the king. So, Daniel's with the king, and these three brothers are running the provinces, see? So, these were special Israelite young men. Nebuchadnezzar the king made an image of gold, whose height was 80 cubits, and breadth thereof 6 cubits. He set it up in the plain of Dura, in the province of Babylon. Then Nebuchadnezzar the king, together the princes, the governors, and the captains, the judges, the treasurers, the counselors, the sheriffs. Oh, they had sheriffs back then. Yes, they did. Sheriffs and all the rulers of the provinces to come to the dedication of the image which Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up. So he sets this great big statue up, just like we do today. And now he's going to have a dedication to the statue. Sound familiar? Sound familiar there in New York? Then the prince, okay, we read that, verse 4. Then an herald cried aloud to you, it is commanded, O people, nations, and languages, that at the time you hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, dulcimer, and all kinds of music, you fall down and worship the golden image that Nebuchadnezzar the king has set up. So they're being commanded to idol worship, to worship this idol. Okay? All nations are. So it don't matter who you are. If you hear the music, you better hit your knees, is what they're saying. Okay? All that's fixing to happen again, y'all. I mean, it's trying to happen right now. Check it out. 6. And whoso falleth not down and worship shall the same hour be cast into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. And this thing was hot too. Check this out. Therefore, at that time, when all the people heard the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and all kinds of music, All the people, the nations, and the languages fell down and worshipped the golden image that Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up. There you go, man. You got the whole world worshiping this idol, this big piece of stone, right? Wherefore, at that time, certain Chaldeans came near and accused the Jews. See, the Jews knew better. This is the tribe of Judah. They know better than be kneeling down to those statues. That's idol worship according to the law, see. These pagans didn't have no clue about the books of Moses, right? But the Jews do. The Jews know them books. Or at least for a little while they knew them. I knew they wasn't supposed to be kneeling down to no concrete stone images of anything. All right, so check it out. Verse 8. Wherefore that at that time certain Chaldeans came near and accused the Jews. They spake and said to the king Nebuchadnezzar, O king, live forever. Thou, O king, hast made a decree that every man that shall hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and dulcimer, and all kinds of music shall fall down and worship the golden image. And whoso falleth not down and worship that, he should be cast into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. There are certain Jews whom thou hast set over the affairs of the province of Babylon. Let's read their Hebrew names. Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. These men, O king, have not regarded thee. They serve not thy gods. You hear that? They serve not thy gods. There's only one God, you guys. One God, and there's one Son, Jesus. Okay? Now, Jesus is God, so don't get confused. Go read your Bible.